Welcome back for another library haul. As we all know, I get a lot of books from my library, and they have a variety of different topics that are like kind of witchcraft. Sometimes it's more like witchcraft adjacent topics, so I'm just reading through all of them because like why not? So this is my latest witchy library haul. So this first book is definitely in the witchcraft adjacent topic, which is this very large book. This is The Ultimate Guide to Yin Yang, an illustrated exploration of the Chinese concept of opposites. That's a tongue twister. And it's by Anthony Cummins. So this, first of all, the cover it's rough. The bindings is like about ready to die. So I'm hoping they don't blame me for this, but yeah, it's rough. So anyways, this is a topic that I am very curious about. I've talked about it on Patreon, but I want to explore it a little bit more because in like witchcraft in particular, when we talk about gender and like the divine feminine and the divine masculine and like the inner divine feminine and the inner divine masculine and just feminine and masculine, it's usually very, very, very stereotypical. And like a lot of it just centers around a lot of like reproduction and like just societal things that like, I'm just curious if it's going to be found in yin yang things. So I'm curious about this book. I'm just curious in general about this idea of the polarity, because again, I've talked about this. I'm not the world's biggest fan of it, but at the same time, as I've been very begrudgingly, I must add, trying to like experiment with that of like trying to be more feminine, like not my favorite. Trying to do like products to my hair, don't love it, but like it's supposed to help my frizz, so we're trying. But like just random little things like that, like trying to embrace like the feminine and the masculine. I'm curious about yin and yang because I do love the idea that like both exist within each other. So I'm excited about this one. So this next one is Mysteries of the Aura, How to See, Interpret, and Work with Subtle Energies by, is that really their first name? I knew it wasn't. Again, with the sticker cutting off the names. So I was like, Anne, that's an interesting, okay. So it's Jean. Oh, actually, you know what? I bet it's not. I bet it looks French, potentially. Does it say where he's from? Not necessarily. So it's names, like, or maybe it's Jean, like Picard, Jean, maybe? Louis de something, and then Patricia something. But yeah, it's not a terribly big book, but again, I just randomly look up different topics on witchcraft and Wicca and whatever, and then just sometimes random ones pop up and it's like, sure. As we know, I have given authors second chances, third chances. Jason Mankey, I didn't love a lot of his books, and then I started to like some of his books, so it's just a hit or miss. I haven't liked any of this author. I don't know that I'm gonna love it anymore, but I think this is the last one that my library has, so it's like, whatever. So, Anna Franklin. Consent, Who Is She? That was the last book. Not really, but that was the synopsis. So this is The Hearth Witch's Kitchen Herbal Culinary Herbs for Magic, Beauty, and Health. I hope this is good. I would love for it to be good. I love kitchen witchcraft. Could you not suck like the previous books? 'Cause botulism. So, I want to have high hopes. I don't have them. I have high wishes. That's what I have. I have a lot of wishes for this book. I don't have a lot of hope for it. Next, kind of going along with the first book, we have Well-Being. So this is Move into Energy Balance Through Meditation, the Chakras, the 5 Elements, and Feng Shui. This is by Jill Henry. I don't know what EDD stands for, but we have that for some fun letters in the afterwords of things. Anyways, so this book, I love the cover art, by the way. So I'm very curious. Again, it's not that I'm necessarily like moving into like all things like Eastern, but I'm just curious about it because like there's only so many times you can read about like Witchcraft 101. Sometimes we like to explore a little bit other things. I am curious about Feng Shui in particular, working with different things for the house. I want to know. Don't worry, we don't always vary too far off witchcraft. The next one, we have got Tarot Inspired Life, Use the Cards to Enhance Your Life by Jamie Elford. That's a fun way to spell Jamie. I assume that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong though, but You know, I also am not great at tarot. I do need to actually just do the exercises from the Living Tarot. It's one of those books that I want to buy it and actually do the whole book. I have a couple books that I want to do that with, obviously, but that one is really high on my list because the way that book tells you to go through the tarot, I feel like when I pick up these books, I would have that foundation to be like, I got this, let's explore it further. But it's still fun to read through. Just for funsies, we're gonna throw in one of my fiction ones. I have more to pick up, but this is the one that I have currently. So this one, it is A Crime of Passion Fruit. Some sweets can make you go overboard. Does that mean what I think it means? I didn't actually think about it. It's a minor spoil. It's a minor spoiler. But if you haven't been following the series, use the timestamp and jump ahead. So if you don't want a minor spoiler for this random cozy mystery series that's like 18 books long now, that's fine. But very briefly, from the previous book, the husband gets on the boat. Does she follow him on the boat? Cause that looks like a cruise ship. That sounds like a cruise ship. Is she going on the cruise ship? Is she going back? I wanna know. Cause yeah, it's a slow burn of a romance. Like so slow, but I am so curious. Because I also don't read the description because there's a big old sticker in the way, so like, and I'm gonna read them all anyways, and I'm just gonna read these in order for a long time. So I'm super curious. Because the other ones I'm gonna pick up is like, I think this is book 4 or maybe 5, and then the next like 3 books. So anyways, after the spoiler section, now you can return. So our next book is Paganism in Depth, Foundation Practices and Challenges, a Polytheist Approach, by John Beckett, author of The Path of Paganism. This cover art, stunning. Love it. I don't know, I mean, it's small. I don't know what to expect from it. Oh, he's a dude. He's a druid in the order of bards, oviates. I know I always say that wrong. And druids, and a member of a thing that I can't pronounce. So I am very curious if this is gonna be a good one. I love when they're not terribly big because I can do these pretty quick for a read through. I'm trying to get through one for Patreon and it's a massive book and it's taking forever. I'm on like day 4 of reading this book and like, I read one of these a day. So like, if it's taking me multiple days, it's like, oh my God. Even these fiction ones, this is like a day read for me. Like it does take a few extra hours compared to the Witchy books, but like I read a lot. So when it takes me multiple days, I like get a little irritated because it gets my like book count down. Because I was 9 books ahead and now I think I'm down to like 6 books ahead because it's taken so long. Continuing our life, we have Elements of Magic, Reclaiming Earth, Air, Fire, Water, and Spirit. It's got a foreword by Starhawk and it is edited. Why is there no author? I have not good feels. Okay, so it's edited by Jane Meredith, who I think was the author of Journey to the Dark Goddess. And another person whose name I don't know how to say, but it doesn't make me feel great when they're actually not authors and they're just listed as editors. See, this is why I don't actually, we find out more about the books together when I read them, because I just looked at the title and the publishing house and went click, because it's free, so like why not read it? But I'm not feeling confident about this as much anymore. All right, our next one, again, I have a few that I'm like, I should have probably waited until June, because like marketing, but whatever. So we've got Sacred Gender. Create trans and non-binary spiritual connections by a person. It looks like either Ariana or Ariana, depending on how you pronounce those words. Serpentine? Something? So I'm very curious. I am not trans, not necessarily non-binary, but I do like looking at other perspectives. And again, I'm not really convinced on the like binary system that we have in witchcraft that's like so like, it's really stupid things. Like I'm just, are they gonna talk about like, could we not have the wand represent a penis? Could the chalice not represent a uterus? Could that be an option? I'm hoping we talk about it in here. I don't know if we're going to, but that's what I'm hoping for from this book, because as a witch who's not a big fan of those things, could we talk about it? I have hopes. I don't know if they're going to be warranted, but We'll find out. Then we have got Weave the Liminal, Living Modern Traditional Witchcraft by Laura Tempest Zarkov. I see the name all the time. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced though. So anyways, this is a book. Not too terribly big. I swear I have seen this one mentioned in a few different places. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I'm hoping it will be. And then our last one is this one. So this is Elemental Healing, a 5-element path for ancestor connection, balanced energy, and aligned life by Camilla Lee. It's giving, not witchcraft. So, because the elements are not our normal elements. This is fire. How can we feel joyful and loved even when life is painful? Fair. Earth. How can we ground ourselves in the face of challenges? Fair. Metal. How can we know ourselves and our hidden subconscious? Intrigued. Water. How can we connect to our ancestors to face the positive and negative aspects of our family histories? Intrigued. Are we going to talk about adoptive and foster families? I'm curious. And lastly, wood. How can we defend what is sacred to us? Again, it's weird when you have like not your core elements that you're used to seeing, but I think this is more of like the Eastern ones, because I feel like that's a really popular like combination where they don't usually have like air. Like air is just like left out of the picture. And instead you have metal and wood, and it's intriguing. I'm very curious. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because also like the author's name is, I don't know what that language is. I don't know the difference in the symbols that make up like the different Asian languages that are like their different alphabets and things. I don't know, but this is making me feel that it is probably an author from over there. So there's going to be a lot more like actual background there. It's nice when you can read books from people who are from that culture and not just people who have read about it from other cultures, you know? So I'm excited for it. Because again, I'm intrigued with other things. I can look up other stuff. I don't have to stick with just the ones that I always read. So anyways, those are all of my books that we will be talking about here in the next like week or two. And I would love to know which ones you are reading currently at home. And of course, which ones you are excited to talk about soon here on the channel. A huge thank you to my patrons. If you want to support me and get access to exclusive content, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.